Hi guys, welcome to the Darkness channel and don't forget to like and subscribe. The Curse of the Crying Boy. After a heartbreaking experience of miscarriage, after years of trying to get pregnant, brings Kathleen to devastation. At auction, Kathleen feels a deep connection to one of the paintings of little boy crying, urging her to buy it right away. At home, things start to slowly feel normal again, but the evil energy attached to the sad painting only progresses as her connection deepens. Will her husband Rene be able to make her come to her senses? Or will she lose complete control over reality and let herself get manipulated by the evilness coming from the curse of the crying boy? Honey, my husband snaps me out of my train of thoughts. Yes, I answer quickly, looking at him. The painting you wanted is getting auctioned next. He nods at me. I automatically focus my attention on the auction. This man in a black suit walks up with a rectangle painting covered by a white sheet. He puts the painting down gently. He takes the cover off and I'm instantly mesmerized. It's an oil painting of a little boy, sitting down in a blue long sleeve with a brown jumper, with this beautiful angelic face with light brown hair, big beautiful blue eyes that match his shirt, crying two big tears from both eyes, falling down his rosy cheeks. He almost looks real. I feel as if his eyes are looking into my soul. Wow, I gasp, my eyes watering. The beauty and the pain this painting gives out at the same time is incredible. This is true art. He is speaking to me without words. I feel his emotions as if I was there when he got painted. May I present the next piece? The Crying Boy, Giovanni Braglin Vintage, Original Oil Painting. This painting is unique and one of a kind as there is only one of it in the whole world. The auctioneer says, "That's the one," I tell my husband, smiling and grabbing his hand, not breaking eye contact with the boy in the painting. This painting and many others were painted for the whole purpose of adoption. The artist that painted was called by an orphanage to paint a picture of the little orphans for the ones that wanted to adopt them. It was said that the artist wanted to remain unknown because he would use the orphan's blood as the color red in the painting. The same night, the orphanage burned down and the only thing that survived was this painting. The auction ever continues. Oh, my poor sweet boy, I whispered to my husband. Yeah, those poor kids. He squeezes my hand. Let's start the bid at $1,000. The auctioneer yells. $50,000. I yell before anyone else can bid. $50,000 to the lady in blue. Going once, going twice. Sold to the lady in a blue for $50,000. He bangs his wooden hammer on the stand. Yay! I jump in joy and hug my husband. It was love at the first sight. I had to get it, no matter the cost. We go meet the auctioneer in the back. My husband takes out his checkbook. He writes a $50,000 check and gives it to the man. Thank you, sir, for your generosity, the auctioneer says, shaking my husband's hand. Thank my wife. She is the one that saw its value and bid $50,000 before anyone else could bid. He says, looking at me with gigantic eyes, as if $50,000 was going to make him go broke. He makes that in 10 minutes in his company. He owns a solar energy company. This painting has had many owners, but it always came back to us. It's never found a permanent home. I hope yours will be its last. The auctioneer says, handing me the painting. Oh, this poor beautiful boy. Who wouldn't want him? It will certainly be his last home, I say, looking at the little boy in the eyes. I swear I can feel his happiness in my heart. You guys are talking as if he's real. It's a goddamn painting. My husband takes it out of my hands and heads out the building. Take care good of him for me, please. The auctioneer takes my hand in his two hands and squeezes gently. I smile and follow my husband out. We get to the car. I open my door, sit, and close my door. I look in the side mirror. I can't believe what I'm seeing. My husband is putting him in the trunk. I get out of my seat as fast as I can. What are you doing? I speed back to my husband. I take the painting. I'm putting the painting in the trunk? He answers, confused. It doesn't belong in the trunk, I say, furious, putting him laying down in the back seat. It, he says loudly, correcting me. What? I turn to face him. It's a painting, Kathleen. He spites out. I know it's a painting, Rene. I spite back. I go sit back down in the car. So, why do you keep saying him? He follows me in the car, sitting in the driver's seat. I don't know. I feel, never mind. I don't know. It just comes out. Sorry. But I lie. He starts the car and we make our way home. He wouldn't understand, just like he doesn't understand why I still cry some nights over the loss of our baby boy, when it's been already 6 months. He never understands the emptiness I have inside of me since I miscarriage. I only had 3 months left to go until I got to meet and hold my baby boy. But no, I got it stripped away from my own hands, and it took away my happiness with it. I'll never recover from that. Today is the first day in a very long time that I'm actually genuinely happy in my head and in my heart. It's all thanks to my new painting. Whoever said money can't buy happiness is absolutely wrong. I grab my husband's hand and stare out the window, smiling with pure joy. We pull up in a driveway and the excitement builds up in my body. I'm excited to see where I'm going to put him. I have many options. The living room, the dining room, the hallway, the staircase, or maybe even right in the main entrance. I get out of the car and watch my husband takes him out of the car. Careful, I say as my husband is holding him under his arm. I know, don't worry, I won't break it, he said, walking to the front door. I forgot to tell you before. Thank you, I say, unlocking the front door. No problem, honey, you deserve it. He smiles. Thank you. Now give me him. I mean it. Give me it like that I can figure out where I'm going to put him. I mean it. Sorry. I smile back, putting my purse down. It's okay. I know you don't do it on purpose. You can call it whatever you want. He hands me the painting and I give him a gentle kiss on the cheek. I love you, I say. I love you too, honey, he says back. I take my painting and look at the place I could put him. I hang him up in the staircase, but it just doesn't look right. It doesn't fit in with the other painting hanging. I hang him up in the entrance, but once again it doesn't look right. It's just odd. I go in the dining room and put it next to the painting of me and my husband. It's perfect. We look like a family, the family I never had. I go in the kitchen, I get a rag and damp it. I return to the dining room and go straight to my painting. I pass the damp rag on the painting of me and my husband and pass it on my sweet boy's painting. There you go, my handsome young man. I pass the rag, removing the dust covering it from the auction house. I can't believe you burned in that fire and died a horrible death. You deserved so much more in the world. You sweet boy. I put my hands on the painting gently. Welcome home, I smile, looking at him in the eyes. It warms my heart, knowing I can give him a forever home. Even if it's only a painting, I swear I can feel him smile. I smile back. I can't believe that everyone has returned the painting. It's such a beautiful painting to look at. I continue staring at him. Please don't tell me you're talking to painting now. Do I have to call the nut house? My husband startles me. No, I laugh. What are you doing then? He asks. Nothing, I was just thinking. I answer, still looking at the painting. About what? He hugs me from the back. I lean into him, letting out a deep breath. How horrible it must have been for those poor little children inside that orphanage, not getting adopted and getting burned alive. For sure, they were mistreated. Look at how miserable he looks with those big tears falling from those big, beautiful blue eyes. I answer honestly. I can't imagine, he says, so gently it's almost a whisper. A tear falls down my cheek. Me either, I express. But what an odd place to put it, right next to us. You really want that constant reminder of his horrible story right next to our wedding picture? He says without a care in the world. Why not? A painting this beautiful deserves to be seen, I explain. It's a bit weird, don't you think? He adds, turning me around to face him. You're weird, I attack, looking at him in disbelief. How am I weird? He asks. The way you're talking, I answer. Well, you put a random painting from an auction of a crying orphan right next to us. I don't like it. It's not like he's our son, he says. It feels like I got stabbed in the pit of my stomach. No, our son is dead. Trust me, I know. I scream in anger. If this thing is going to cause fights between us, you'll see how fast I'm going to bring it back to the auction house, he says, storming out of the dining room. What an asshole. How can he blame that poor, sweet, innocent boy for this fight? He is the one that started the fight by bringing up our son. How can he be so heartless? The painting is not a problem. The problem is that we haven't spoken about what happened. All he does is work in office and he thinks by buying me stuff here and there that it's going to make it better. This is the most happy I've felt in a while. I'm nodding, let him take this painting away from me. It's not fair. I'm sorry, I whisper, looking at his sweet eyes. I look out the window. It's really dark outside. I look at the clock. It's 10 to 10 p.m. I yawn. It's time for me to head to the bed. I take my rag, bring it in the sink. I'm going to clean up tomorrow. I don't feel like doing it right now. I make my way to my bedroom. Good night. I smile as I pass by the dining room. I get in my bedroom and Renee is already in bed. I go in the bathroom and put my silk pajamas on and brush my teeth. Leaving the bathroom, I lie down in the bed next to him, covering myself. I'm sorry, I say softly. Me too. He kisses me, I smile. I turn around, he wraps his arm around my waist, and we both fall fast asleep. I got woken up by the sounds of footsteps. I look at the clock. It's 2:35 a.m. What are you doing up at this time? I say loudly, sitting up in the bed. What? Renee muffles, laying down next to me. Renee, wake up. There's someone in the house. I shake him. Where? He jumps out of the bed and gets the baseball bat under the bed. I don't know. I heard them walk in the hallway. I thought it was you, I say, scared. Okay, stay here. I'm going to go check, he says quietly, going slowly in the hallway. Don't go, I say. Shh, call the police, he says, leaving my side. I take my phone from the dresser and dial 911 right away. They pick up after second ring. 911, what's your emergency? The dispatcher says. There's someone in my house, I whisper. What's your address, ma'am? He asks. 3340 Wolf Street. I answer, beating my nails. Okay, ma'am, do you know how many people are there? He asks, typing on his keyboard. 1. Oh my God, I say as I see someone from the corner of my eye run into my room. What's happening? The police should be there in any minute, he says. I'm frozen in bed, terrified, with my eyes closed. The person in my room, I cry. I hear the police sirens. I keep my eyes closed. I'm too scared to open them. What if the person has a gun pointed at me? Honey, the police are here. Renee walks in the room. I open my eyes. No one here except for my husband. The police are there. They will search the house. Thank you for your patience, ma'am, the dispatcher says. I totally forget I was on the phone for a split second. Thank you. I hang up. My husband comes hug me in bed. We hear the police coming in. We see the lights of their flashlights flash through our windows. This is so scary. This is the first time in 10 years that we've been living here that someone has broken in. Maybe they came for the painting. It would make sense. That's why it keeps getting auctioned off by the same people. Do you think someone from the auction sent them here to get the painting? I asked Rene. What? He asked, confused, like always. I swear this man never understands anything without an explanation. The auctioneer said they keep auctioning the painting. Maybe that's how they make their money. They sell the painting and they rob it from the people's address and auction it again at their next location. I explained. That makes sense. I never thought of that. If that's the case, this is pretty crazy, he says. Yeah, I say, thinking. I'm going to pass by in the morning to talk to Guy, he adds. I don't think that's a good idea, I express. No, I won't cause them of anything. I just want to know how come the painting keeps coming back to them, he says. That makes more sense. We get interrupted by the two police officers. Thanks for staying till the end. Please subscribe to more stories.